What's up, nerdsicles? It's your boy, the OG GM, or the GM OG, coming to you live, DJing at 9:30 in the morning from Sight Beer here, on a lovely spring, February 8th, 2023, to about 64 degrees and sunny, and we've got some new news? Question mark. From our friends over at Kobold Press and the Project Black Flag. So let's take a look at what's going on in the strange new world of Project Black Flag. We have an update on how playtesting works for Project Black Flag. Okay, so if you're one of the people who have re-signed up for the official Black Flag playtesting like I have, you've received this letter. But if you haven't, let's go over it. As previously announced, the first playtest packet will release this month. Well, it's the 8th day, okay. And it will be the first of several. Each month, a new packet will arrive with new game elements for you to test and provide feedback on. Packet 1 will focus on character building, including new talents and heritages. Because the project is close to its first release, here's the overview of the 3-step playtest process. Step number 1. We ask you, our dedicated audience, to test the waters and provide feedback. This will take place over several months. Test the waters, because we're calling it Project Black Flag, which equates piracy, which equates boats, which equates water. Or probably not. They probably didn't think that far through, and I'm probably overthinking it. Takes place over several months, just like another playtest, which, by the way, is currently stalled. If you're wondering what's going on with one D&D and their playtest, it is still in limbo. Yeah, nothing new going on with that. They have not updated anything on the site since, the whole thing with the OGL. So I guess we're not playtesting 1D&D anymore. But we can still playtest Kobold Press, because that's got a thing coming out. Step 2. The internal development and editorial team reviews feedback and makes changes where needed. Step 3. The game undergoes a final consulting and review process before heading back to the editors for the final changes. In other words, you're right at the sharp edges of Black Flag, and your feedback matters. That feedback helps Kobold Press provide the best game possible. After each playtest packet release, you will have 10 days to submit your feedback via short 5 to 8 questions online. Will our names be in the project like the old days? In the old days, when you playtested something, you usually got your name in the project and occasionally a free copy. If you don't send feedback, we assume you loved it and you're ready for the next chunk. Thank you for your patience and support during this process. We're excited about what's to come and can't wait to share with you. Until then, keep those flags rise high. Team Kobold! Team Kobold! And then we have some more stuff going on. So, Project Flag Friday. So this is as of Friday, even though we're getting this news today. They have listed some partners. Well, at least some virtual tabletop partners, because they addressed honestly that the future of the hobby is virtual and they want to be ready, as opposed to another company who's, nickel and diming us and shuffle and jiving us over the fact that they are also going 100% digital, even though they have openly admitted it since 2020 that they are taking 6th edition digital. There are still people out there who seem to be able to grasp the fact that Hasbro has blatantly told you for the last 3 years, this is our plans for D&D. Why are you upset? It's not like we lied. So they've currently partnered with Shared Tabletop. Not familiar with that one. Roll20. Pretty familiar with that one. I kind of like that one. Fantasy Grounds. Familiar with that one. I'm iffy on that one. The Foundry. Very familiar with that one. Don't like it at all. World Anvil. That's not a VTT, is it? That's a world building thing. Word site thing. Demi-plane. That's, isn't that the VTT for, Vampire? And I think Pathfinder? And then Alchemy. I don't know what that is. I assume it's a VTT. As announced, Project Black Flag will be compatible with 5e. There's more. Kobold plans to revise and sharpen familiar mechanics while offering new streamlined options for the core tabletop. You can keep your hoard of dice. They will be using the same D4s and D20s. And you'll also be familiar with, it will be able to be backwards compatible with all the 100 of stuff that they've done before, and plus 400 new monsters coming out. They will be changing some things like the talent system. You will now have a talent system to help players customize their characters with potent magic, martial, or technical advantages. We will provide the lineage and heritage system because not every dwarf was raised among dwarves. So we split those aspects to help refine the characters. During the character creation, choose a lineage, which represents the character's biology, and a heritage, which represents the character upbringing in a particular group of society. So you could be dwarf, or you could be dwarf, badger. And if you want more standard matches, but there's also more weird mix and match. We look forward to your insight. So they are following in the footsteps of Level Up 5e, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and what Wizards of the Coast claims going to be in 6th Edition, where there's going to be lineages and heritages and aspects and talents. So, yeah. So it is going to be slightly different than 5e. So it's going to be a 5e adjacent rewrite, but it's also going to be compatible with 5e. So Level Up 5e. As well as they're going to continue to make the 5e stuff they already said they were going to make, but anything future they're going to make is going to be both 5e and Project Black Flag, possibly set in the world of Midgard. So it'll be Kobold Press presents Project Black Flag, and then the name of the product, and then it will say compatible with Project Black Flag and compatible with 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. But that's what it sounds like they're saying. But you tell me, what do you think they're saying? Are you excited about this news? Or are you like, oh man, no, why are you doing the exact same thing everybody else is doing? Why should I buy your thing then? Because you're just doing the exact same thing that's already been done by 3 other companies. I don't understand. Why did you even... I mean, we can say, well, why did you change the name and come up with this Black Flag thing if you were just going to continue? But then, of course, they didn't know things were going to change. So when they announced Project Black Flag, they were all like, yeah, fight the power, rebel against Wizards of the Coast. And then Wizards of the Coast went, oh no, we changed our minds. Here's the 5th edition. You can still use it for now. And they're like, yeah, we're going to fight the power while still also making stuff for 5th edition for as long as we can. But we're going to have this SRD in place in case things change. And it's going to be under the ORC, I guess. So it'll be protected should Wizards of the Coast somehow change the Creative Commons SRD, which people are claiming they can't, except as we've recently found out, they actually put it under the wrong Creative Commons to do what they actually claimed they wanted to do. And if they wanted it to do what they claimed they wanted to do, there was a different Creative Commons that they should have put it under. But because of the Creative Commons they did put it under, there's some wiggle room in there. So they could maybe change things. I'm still not sure. People have told me yes and people have told me no. So the Creative Commons is basically magic. Nobody really knows how it works. It's just sort of out there. When in doubt, magic. Creative Commons, magic. It's magic. It's pixie dust. We don't know how it works. It just does stuff. If you try to explain how the Creative Commons works, it'll cease to exist. Don't even look at it. So there's some exciting news from our friends at Kobold Press. Are you excited about this? Do you care? Do you not care? Are you going to sign up for the playtest? Or you're like, no, I've just been burnt one too many times. I think Kobold Press and Trollords are still at the top of the list of the companies people are really excited about, because even though Paizo is making the ORC, let's face it, Paizo does have some edges of controversy, and they too have, jumped on some certain controversial landmines in the past that have made people go, I'm a little weary to avoid, but who knows? We will wait. We're still waiting to see what the ORC is actually going to be. But based upon all the information I have right now and my own simple understanding of these things, I'm guessing that the ORC is sounding more and more like it's going to be a OGL. Here is a set of rules that as long as you follow them, irrevocable, blah, blah, blah. Then they're going to have their SRD, and they're going to have their SRD, and their SRD is going to be called Project Black Flag, and it's going to cover every future project they make once they fulfill their 5e contracts for this year. but it will also be, here's the rule. Here's also 5e conversions, but we've got this thing in place just in case, and we're protected by the ORC just in case. Agree? Disagree? Do you even care? I don't know. Let me know what you're thinking. Till next time, I'm the OGGM. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you want to get on the Project Black Flag list, there's a link down below. If you never want to hear me talk about Project Black Flag ever again, let me know. If you're feeling generous, maybe consider supporting the OGGM, because this is my livelihood. Check out my links down below. Check out my sponsors. And, have a great day. And we'll be back with more of our regularly scheduled nonsense, because it's Wednesday, which means there's probably something going on we need to talk about. Oh, look, Kyle had another interview. Dear God.